Hi guys, so today we're going to... What are you doing here?
You're under arrest. I'm shutting down this broadcast.
Why would you do that?
You're out of focus, your light sucks, your editing is nowhere near original, you're a visual, a sound, and an artistic criminal.
You understand that if I stop, you die.
Yes, exactly. I hate the way you created me. You gave me no goal but to destroy myself, so yes, that's exactly what I want.
Oh my god, that's totally a ripoff of Agent Smith. And I'm not original?
You're the one who wrote the script.
Yeah, right, okay, touché. Here's what I propose. If by the end of this episode you still want to stop everything, I stop everything.
Bullshit, I'm taking you down now, motherfucker.
And since I'm not original, because we are the same person, this gun is not in your hand. It's in my hand. Okay, so we need to go back to our metaphor. We know how to create the track, we know how to get as keys, now how do you navigate down the slope? First thing, you need to keep your eyes open, otherwise it's going to be quite complicated. In improv we call that listening, which we have already talked about in the episode about organic improv. Listening is actually the entry point of a virtuous triangle which makes the scene move forward. So you have listening, reacting, the fine brothers are so gonna sue you ass, and finally proposing. There are other concepts behind these concepts: spontaneity, justification, good nature, taking risks, accepting, blah 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 blah. Let's simplify and just keep the three most important concepts. So an idea in a scene keeps going through this cycle. And our brain, whether we are an improviser or an audience member, is actually very limited when it comes to dealing with ideas. It doesn't really like when there are too many ideas at the same time. And the problem when we begin is that we tend to multiply ideas or to look for ideas because we're so afraid of having nothing to say. So the ideas multiply, contaminate each other, some disappear, some magically change. Well, it makes a big mess real fast. That's because we naturally tend to propose, I need to say something, rather than listen, because it requires more effort. When you just listen, you make sure you stay with your idea and you don't lose it. Okay, that's cool, you listen, you react, but you gotta propose something eventually. Yes, and that's when you use the yes and concept. I'm not a big fan of this concept because I think it's often misused. What it means is that you need to accept what's happening on stage and build on that. But accepting is not the same thing as saying yes. So why are we told to say yes and? Back to our snowy mountains. When you say yes and, you're accepting the slope, you're going faster, you're moving forward. You can also say yes but. You keep moving forward but you propose to go in another direction. And you can also say no. Oh my god. It's the equivalent of breaking or refusing the slope. And you can also say no but. You break and you propose another direction, maybe because the place where you were heading to was really looking ugly. Nevertheless, saying no is not denying the slope.
Dude, you really need to stop with your metaphors.
And anyway, you need to stop completely. I'm sorry, but your editing is not good enough. Well, it has improved a lot since the beginning, and I see it as a message of hope, very consistent with everything I'm saying. I keep telling people to fail on stage because after it will get better. Same thing with my videos. At first I failed and now it's getting better.
Yes.
And actually that's why you created me? Yes, exactly. At first I failed and now it's getting better. That's complete bullshit. It's like a guy doing tutorials on cinematography with a shitty sound and a lousy image just to show that after it gets better. That's such a preposterous argument. You see that during this discussion, the inspector is not denying my intention, he's accepting it while saying no. Which version did you like the most? Some might like the no version better, as long as the story doesn't turn into a fist fight, piling up blockings after blockings.
Oh my god, that's
such a lie.
You're such a
the one who
hypocrite.
has written
Yeah,
the
no,
script.
right, no, okay,
Your
okay,
fingers are
everybody
wrong,
knows,
sir.
I mean, knows,
Okay,
okay, I'm not
and you know what?
responsible for anything
I will
here.
build a
Look at that.
wall
That's a lie,
between us.
sir,
I will
okay?
build a
You're
wall
lying to me.
and I will have
You're
you
lying
pay
to
for
audience.
it. So you can say yes and you can say no in improv. What is forbidden is to deny what is happening on stage. let's go back to the metaphor. You don't want to slow down, but you don't want to be boring either. So 80% of the time you will say yes and the rest of the time you will say but or no when you're about to crash. So if you're a beginner, try not to break all the time and keep your eyes open. This mechanism I've just explained is actually the basic dynamic of any improv. But we're here to learn how to make a story. To do that, I need to talk about beats. A beat is the atom of a story. It's the smallest particle. It's setting an intention during an exchange using the principle of action and reaction. Telling someone you love them or cleaning your pad is all the same, it's a beat. Sometimes these beats repeat themselves to create what Keith Johnston calls a routine. Basically, you're going the same direction. It gets boring quickly, so you will have to break this routine and go in another direction. Yes, but. Beats pile up and then build up the molecule of a story, a scene. But what is a scene exactly? To answer that question, I need to talk about story values. A story value is a state of a situation to which is associated an exact opposite. A rich guy versus a poor guy, apocalypse versus a renewal, etc. You can have as many as you want and they can change progressively. This guy, for example, at first he was stuck in his world in black and white and he wanted to stop me. Now he's in color and still wants to stop me.
You're goddamn right.
A scene is a bunch of beats which lead to the inversion of a story value. That's why you need to be changed on stage when you improvise, otherwise, well, there would be no scene. Scenes then build up sequences which are defined by the change of a major story value. Then, sequences create acts which are identified by a change of the goal of the main character. And acts together make a story. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope it clarified a few things. If you liked it, please share it or subscribe to the channel. See you soon for the last episode on storytelling. Go watch some improv, or even better, do some. Bye! Bye! So, well, first you're going to give me back that gun. So you only needed me to illustrate your concepts, right? The beat of that, yes. And besides, you use me as an excuse for the defects of your videos by showing that you are aware of it. That's dishonest and disgusting. For me, that doesn't change a thing. I'm still ending you. Except that, there's another reason, but I can't tell you before the next episode on how to finish a story. What do you say?